Hey y'all, welcome back to Chat with Coach Amy. Today I have one of my blooms, Cassie. How do you say your last name? Or can I say your last name?
Yes.
Yeah, we
See
can.
hi.
See, I
See
had
hi.
no idea how to say that.
Yeah. My students used to go, see hi.
That's so funny. Oh, I love it. Oh, so excited that you're here.
I'm excited to be here.
Yes. Miss I don't know what to do, but sure, yeah, I'll be on your podcast.
I don't know what to do, but it's gonna be great.
And I don't listen to your podcast.
I'm so after I wrote that or said that, I was like, that was not nice. So I have. I just don't. I tried the Trim Healthy Mama one, and it wasn't a good fit for me.
Yeah.
Like I found so I just haven't tried any others, and
Yeah.
so but now I have.
Yeah. Can
And
you
I think
handle
I'm addicted.
mine?
I can handle yours.
You can
I
handle.
can handle. I really liked. I listened to the last one, and I was like, "This is
Cassie.
so encouraging." Yeah, I was like,
She
"This
is
is so encouraging."
precious. Precious.
Yeah, yeah, I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. So yeah, you got another convert.
Good. I'm glad. And there is a lot. This is now my fourth season of
Oh,
podcast. Yeah. Crazy, ain't it? Crazy.
that's great. That's great.
So yeah, yeah. The first one isn't like a full year type thing, but yep. I do each year I do a new season. There's not like a rule book on any of that. That's just what I did. So this is my fourth season. Last season, season 3, I think has 40 episodes. So out of 52 weeks, I did 40.
That's awesome.
I was pretty
With life.
impressed. But girl,
Yeah.
I was telling my Southern Healthy community this morning when I was driving home from CrossFit. I was like, I had too many spoons in the pot and something had to come out. And the podcast was one. So Kathy's was the last one from November. And I just was talking to Darlene and I was like, I just have to stop something. I cannot keep up with this. Um,
Mhm.
we just gotten JJ's diagnosis and well, I was not okay. And I was writing Crushing and getting ready for holiday. Well, we were writing just started holiday and I'm like, it's okay. I don't have to do this. It's free.
That's right. That's right.
I did have to do holiday, but and we did. It was great. Holiday was amazing. Did you do holiday?
Yes. Yes, I
Yeah,
did.
you did.
Yes, I loved it.
Well, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. That's enough about me and my problems. Let's talk about you. Tell us about yourself, Cassie.
Well, my name is Cassie. I
Mm-hmm.
am wife to Nathan. And for 15 years, we hit the big one in November 15, so that was exciting. And we have 4 beautiful children. Rebecca is 12. She is going to be 13 in February.
Wow.
I'm so not ready
I
because
understand.
we have Matthew who is 11. So we're just gonna like the following year we get to have 2 teenagers.
Yep.
It's gonna be great. So Rebecca and Matthew are a year apart. And then Eli would want me to tell you that he is going to be 8 next week.
I cannot believe it.
I know.
Is he my little buddy? Is he my little
He
buddy?
is. Yes,
Okay.
he is.
And I would love to talk about that if that's okay with you. But if
We
if
can.
not, that's all right. Okay, good. I would love
Yes,
to
I
talk
would.
about
I would
my
love
little
that
buddy.
because we have made progress.
Good.
So that's
And
awesome.
I think it would be good to share that with others.
We can do that. I did not write
And
any of
then
that down.
and then you're surprise baby.
Surprise! Then Abigail is 2. We call her Abby.
Abigail. So
Our girls are on the bookends and the boys are in the middle, and we're just a hot mess. So
you fit right in. That's why you picked me.
I wrote that in here somewhere. I was like, I picked you because it was like no nonsense. You do this or you don't, and that's your
right.
choice.
That's right.
So you do what you can do, and if you can't do it, fine. Do it some other day or don't do it at all. And that works for me because we are a bus. We call ourselves the bus because we are just all over and we're doing crazy. We got our hands in all the pots.
Yep.
And trying to do what we're doing well, and sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
So, so that's us. That is my people.
I love it. I love it.
Yes. So I was a third grade teacher for a while, and then I kind of became a pastor's wife, and now I am a chaplain's wife, and we are in the Navy, but we serve chaplains serve Navy chaplains serve Marine Corps, which is what we did last, and the Navy and the Coast Guard. So we're busy now, busier now.
You are.
2-year-old is pounding on the door.
Okay, I heard her. Bless her.
My husband will run up the stairs in 10 seconds, I bet.
Go get her.
Abby.
And I'm so happy. Like normally there are a few of my clients' husbands that I have met or spoken to or whatever, but I have had the joy of meeting him on a Zoom call. And I want to say you are a blessed woman because he seems like, I'm sure he can be a ding dong sometimes, but he seems like, I mean, no, ain't nobody perfect, but he seems like an amazing fella. Really
I remember the day I came to him and I was like, I'm at the end of my rope. I don't think you understand, but I need this. And I had all your stuff pulled up and I was like, I think I need this. And he said, and I like had a pitch, like, I need Amy. I need her because of this, this, and this. She's going to teach me this, this, and this, because I can't do this on my own. And so it's this much. And I kind of worked out how I'm going to pay for it. And he went, okay. I was like, no. Because I think it's like, okay.
Fine. Sold.
And ding. Like, and he did the same thing with crushing. He was like, I was like, I think I need this. And he was like, okay. I was like, and here's all the stuff. And this is what I think. And this is what I'd like to do. He was like, okay. He's so great. Like, and I'm the budget Nazi. Like I'm the nerd.
Help. We're struggle busting on that, sister.
Oh, you don't want my help because I'm Nazi. I am no room in the
phone. Something we might need to do. I don't know.
Well, I would love to. I numbers make me happy.
Are you a number girl?
I'm a
numbers make me want to break out in hives, and I don't remember them at all. It's a miracle that I remember the THM numbers that are important. You know what I'm saying?
I do know that. Yeah. Yep.
Because I just don't remember numbers.
I can tell you how things were at Walmart because we don't have Walmart. That's not a thing here. And so I can tell you like how much sour cream was the day I left. And it's numbers. I can remember them.
You know, I do grocery hauls. People are like, well, how much was all that? I don't know. And how much was your sour cream that you bought? I have no idea. And it doesn't matter. Because I live in Southwest Mississippi and you live in New Jersey. It ain't going to be the same.
Not at all. We
don't talk about numbers. I just show you this is the brand I bought. And good luck finding it in your place.
Go find it.
Because that's even harder. So can we say where you are?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know like what's on the down low and what's not.
I will keep the down low off here. Okay. We are stationed in Bahrain, which is Bahrain, and it is a small island off the coast of Saudi Arabia. And there's a Navy base here, and we do not live on it. Nobody lives. Well, we don't live on it. Families don't live on it. Okay. And so yeah, we live close to there, so it's walking distance. So we have one vehicle here. My cute old little van made the journey with us after us. And so yeah, really? I drive in the crazy. Oh, I drive in the crazy. I love it. I laugh out loud the whole time. It is. I wish I had a dash cam because it's so funny. Amy, I die laughing. The kids are like, Mom, what happened? So I'm like, blah! Can you believe this person just joined this lane while this person was doing like it's a hot mess. I love it.
It's just like a free for all.
It's a dance. Right? We call it the dance because like I need to come in. Oh, okay. I really wanna. Okay. Like it's a dance. And once go. That's right. Like you step back while I go forward and we just tend to, and that's driving.
That is so funny. Oh my gracious.
I literally laugh out loud. Sometimes I'm crying. I'm laughing so loud because it's just
That's hilarious. That's
Yes.
hilarious.
So
Like,
we are
that would
here
stress
for
me
2 years. We're 9 months in, I believe. And this was not planned. We found out last November, like late November, that, oh, we're going to cut your orders and move you. And then there's a negotiation, which didn't really happen. And so Nathan came home and he had his head down and he went, can we go talk? And I went, sure. We always talk when he comes home. So that's the thing we do. And he goes, just the two of us, can we go talk? And I was like, okay. And he goes, please don't hate me. And I was like, hate you. Like, okay. Now, please understand, we have lived in, I think I wrote this down.
That was a question I had.
Yeah, we've lived in 8 states. Where's my, sorry, let me find myself here. Yeah, 8 states. We lived in Hawaii and now Bahrain. So, and we grew up on opposite sides of the country.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've been places. It's not a shock to me. We're in the military. It's not a shock. We're going to move.
Right.
You know, and so.
Well, for me, like, I would be like, one question. Do I get to go with you? Yes, let's go.
That was number 1.
Long as I can stay with Wes Gaskin, I'm good.
Yep. He said, our orders are Manama, Bahrain. And I went, okay. He goes,
where is that exactly? That's what
I said,
where is this?
That was the after. I said, okay, can we go with you? Because he said, that's in the Middle East. Because, like, I didn't know. Right. And I said, okay, how long? And he said, 2 years. And I said, do we get to go with you? And he said, yes. And I said, okay. And he just kind of looked at me and I was like, okay. He goes, you don't have to go. And I said, yes, I do. And because can you imagine 2 years? I mean, come on, Abby.
No, absolutely not.
No. And so I said, okay, one question. And he went, what's that? I said, where is it? like, we can go with you. Totally okay.
I have my phone so I can Google this.
Yeah, I said, can we just look that up and zoom in and do all the things? He was like, oh yeah. And I was like, sweet. So, I mean, yeah, I waited a full 2 weeks to tell my mother because I knew she was going to be a hot mess in distress. And it's, you know, I don't blame her. I mean, but being where God has you doing, like, I can't even really describe the ministry that it is. And a lot of people don't even understand what it is. I mean, Nathan was a pastor in Wyoming and was loving it. I mean, we were doing a church revitalization. It was fantastic. It was doing all the things. And he was just working with so many veterans. And the ROTC is in Laramie. And so the only 4-year institution was in where we were. And so, like, all the young kids, you know, were there and they were coming to the church and they wanted all the things and they were loving having him. He'd go to Cheyenne, which was 45 minutes. And the VA, they were like, hey, you're a pastor. Can you come back and talk with? And so he's like, maybe. And he's prior enlisted. When I met him, he was stationed in Hawaii. I moved to Hawaii to be a Christian school teacher. And we met at church. Like, he sat behind me. He got off deployment and sat behind me. He walked from Pearl Harbor's pier to church and sat behind me. And my roommate leans in. And I grew up in Podunkville. Like, I grew up on a farm, dairy, okay? Cows. Okay. And so I didn't know military from anything. Yeah. And so my roommate, who grew up in Podunk, South Dakota, she says, there's a sailor behind us in his dress whites. And I went, oh, we haven't seen one of those yet. So I did the whole sneak peek. And a year later, we got married.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's prior enlisted. He got out of the military to go to seminary, to become a pastor. And we were loving it. Like, we were living the dream. And God just he said, I wonder if I should do the reserves. Like, I really love this. And then a year and a half later, after he put his packet in, Uncle Sam called and said, we want you now. We want you on active duty. Want to leave in a month? And we went, I'm having a baby. Like, a surprise baby that I really haven't emotionally. I've had several miscarriages. And I told myself I was not having a baby. At 22 weeks pregnant, the doctor looked at me and said, Cassie, you are having this baby. You need to make plans because your husband's having problems with you because you're not planning for a baby. You're taking care of yourself, great, but you need to. So anyway, so we took this dive because I mean, service members need Jesus.
Yeah.
They do. When we were in the first time, we lived in reduced housing in the back of an army base in Hawaii, and I mean, we did all the things. There was just so much need, and we loved the ministry of it. And so this time around, he gets paid to tell people about Jesus from his study, and that's what he gets. Like, they want him to do that. Every service member is entitled to a clergy member, and there are all different kinds, but you have to be what you are. Right. You can't compromise on what you believe. That's why we have an endorsing agency, like a missions agency, and we have to. It's a thing. And I was like, my husband's gonna last 2 months, and they're gonna kick him out. Because he's a preacher. And so I was like, yeah, we're gonna last 2 months. So this South Carolina thing, it's only gonna last. We're gonna be in Montana no time, Wyoming no time. It's gonna be great. And here we are.
That's incredible. So, well, thank you. Thank you so much for your service. I mean, you too, because I'm sure I know you got to keep him built up, but then you probably have your own way of doing things.
It is so it's really something I never saw myself doing, but it's a lot, but it is such a blessing, and it really is an honor. It is an honor to do what we're doing. I don't know how long
God has him in this place in a very important time. Mercy sakes.
I'm glad he's here tonight. That's all I'm going to say.
Glad he's sakes.
Yeah, he has gone a lot. There's some people, like, he has ships that he takes care of and makes sure if they don't have chaplains and they need chaplain, he goes. And so he's gone a lot. Wow. So we are hunkering and bunkering and doing our things. And I mean, it's with some things that going on in the world for months, you cannot leave the house unless you're going to the grocery store or base. And so we've been really blessed. Right before Christmas, they lifted that. So we've been able to go and do and see, which has been good. But we'll see. We'll see how long.
Yeah. Well, tell me how you found out about THM.
A lady in my mom's church did it and loved it. And so she told my mom about it, and my mom told me about it. And I just never could figure it out. Like, I made it through part of the book. But I'm not like one to sit down and just I am one, if I'm going to sit down and study something, it's going to be in God's word. It's going to be, and I know that sounds like, if you can read that, you can do this, but for some reason, this brain doesn't do that very well. And so I tried, and I was super faithful in my way where I wasn't doing it right. And just didn't see any results. I just didn't see, not even results. I just didn't see a difference, except all the, I can't, and I shouldn't, but I wasn't doing it properly either. Yeah, and diet scared me. That was the other thing. I've always struggled with weight. And that's why, when you ask me to do this, I'm like, I should be the last person on the face of the planet.
We're more than halfway done, and there's still a lot of things I want you to talk about. So you're fine.
So and being the budget Nazi I'm not going to just try everything. I'm just not. But if you really sit down and work out the numbers on THM, just saying from a budget standpoint, it is not more expensive. It's not. And how much I feel good. I was so tired. I was so inflamed everywhere. My fingers, I can't get over. My hands look different. My hands look different.
Yep.
In fact, my engagement ring is non-resizable.
And I would like to say it is hot where she is. Cause hot in Mississippi, my hands swell just because I walk outside because it's hot. So for you to say that to me, that means a lot to me because it is hot where you are. Like I have on a very warm fleece thing and a blanket right now inside of my house, and you're like, it's hot here.
Yes, I'm actually just trying to keep my jitters by like keeping myself warm a
Cozy.
little bit. It is hot, and I run hot, like I run hot. So, but I was just so, and when I got to the point where I was just like, I have to do something. After Abby, it was like, I cannot live like this. I have to, like, in with Nathan's new job, when I had Abby without Nathan there, my mom came. I was homeschooling the kids at the time, so my sister flew from New York at the time, and she helped me homeschool the kids and stayed there. I had to have Abby in another state because we lived in such podunk that they couldn't take care
Wow.
of this old lady having a
Wow.
baby. And so I had to go to Colorado to have her in the
Oh my
middle of a
God.
blizzard. It was super great. Anyway, um, but I just, with my husband's new job and all of that required of him, I could not be this slug. I couldn't,
Yeah.
and I couldn't keep up with all the kids and a new baby. I was like, how am I going to keep up with her when she's 2? Well, let me tell you what, I have way more energy than all my people combined.
I love it.
Like when Nathan's like, sometimes he'll come home and be like, want to lay on the couch, and I'm like, hey, you want to go play a game? And he's like, we're game people, and I'm like, he's like, no. I was like, well, you want to go for a walk? No. Like, no. Like, you want to go for a swim? No. Oh, come on. He's like,
So
get all this.
love that.
But I feel really good, and I feel like I'm in control of my health, which I've never ever felt in my life.
So good.
Like to be able to say, my people, 100 strong is hard for me. Last year I rocked it. I was like, dude, I don't want that. I'm not strong. And this year I'm like, you're gonna try that in front of me? Okay, I don't want it. I don't want it.
Yeah.
But like we've lived here 9 months, and croissants are like the thing here. Like they make them fresh every day, and they fill them with chocolate, and they're beautiful. And I have not had one until
Wow.
January 1st. I
You
had
did
my
good.
very first. I did. Which makes me so mad because then you gave us that chart to fill out, for the whole year, and I'm like, my first one's empty. Like I want to do
Not
over.
required, just for those that were asking for it. Okay, calm down.
Cassie's got a checklist. Watch out.
Oh, well, you're gonna love the bundle that this will be airing after my trimiversary, but huge 6-page bundle of printables. You're gonna love it.
I
For
do
free
love me.
for everybody. Free for everybody.
You do so much free. I sometimes I'm like, does she ever get paid? Like,
Yes, I do. I will be honest, sales are definitely lower than what I would like or what I anticipated, but it's fine. We're not gonna starve. It does hurt my feelings. I'm not gonna lie, but it's okay. God's gonna handle it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So talk to us about preparing to move from where were y'all at? Montana?
South Carolina.
You were in South Carolina. Okay, so South
When I
Carolina
found you.
from the United States. You were moving from the United States to the Middle East. So tell us as best you can, like how you prepared for that. Trim Healthy
Well,
Mom.
we had 3 pack outs where they packed up like the stuff that goes in the boat, the stuff that goes on through the air, and then the stuff that we can't or wouldn't take with us. So that's in storage there. The air flight stuff we got right away when we got our house, which was in July. And we got here in April. So if that gives you some.
Wow.
And then the boat stuff came, I think, 2 weeks later, which was really great. So I kept a lot of things behind, and Trim Healthy Mama is wonderful because they send to FPO addresses
Yes.
like ours. And so I had a package sitting on my hubby's desk, Trim Healthy Mama.
I love it.
And he got to carry it to our hotel from base, which is like I don't know, 20 blocks. Anyway, thanks, Hubs.
It's a little workout.
Yeah, good for him. In the heat, like that's hot. So anyway, whatever. He did that. So Trim Healthy Mama helped me because I kept all my, like, because you're trying to eat through what you have because you can't pack food.
I remember that.
Yes.
When you were going through that.
Yep. Make your list and, you know, kind of like this clean out. When you were talking about clean out, I was like, my freezer sits above my fridge and it barely keeps enough for us in it. Like,
so that challenge is not for you.
It's really not. But I have collected, like, the lentils are staring at me in my cupboard and I'm like,
yes.
I need to do something. Why am I so intimidated by a lentil? Dude, they're cheap. You mess it up, you get another bag, they're like $1, but whatever. So I prepared by really eating through what we had and really thinking about what things I could take with me. Because we went to Virginia before, because we did a rotator flight where the military takes you to different countries, eventually getting you where you're supposed to be. I packed a lot of veggies in my bag and they didn't care, which was awesome.
Yep.
Collagen was my hero. I lived on that, I think, for the 48 hours. That was my protein. Everything they brought me, I couldn't eat. There was something I do remember on the flight that I could eat, but I'm quite sure it was a fruit. And I was like, I can eat that. Good for me. But I pretty much, and my daughter's extremely car sick. And so on the plane, she was sick the whole time. Every time we got off.
How long was the flight?
It's 28 hours total. Yeah. And then we stopped in Spain for like 4 hours, in Italy in like 4 hours. That one, I think.
Sorry, I'm gonna need a day in both of those places. 4 hours?
Me too. I was in the middle of the
world.
Night. I know. I walked outside in the middle of the night and went, this is lovely. I wish I could see. Not even fair. We landed here at like 6 a.m. and it's like bright. Like in the summer, it's bright at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, boing. And I'm like,
that is crazy.
Yeah. It's not like that right now because of the winter, but the summers were like, are you kidding me? It's 3 o'clock. Pull the shades.
So one thing that I've loved, and I said something today at CrossFit, and one of the guys, he was like, you sound like you're in Jersey. I was like, bro, let me tell you, the plethora of clients that I have and where they live, but that was just because I said something silly, but this, like, hearing about that, I mean, I have had clients all over. I've had Scotland, I've had Africa, I've had Costa Rica, I've had, one was in, I can't remember where she was. Switzerland, maybe. She wasn't from there, but that's where she was while we were coaching. So anyway, like all of that. I've talked to people in Australia. I've had one in New Zealand. Anyway, it's just so weird. I just live in Mississippi, and you think wherever you live, if you don't know people that live in other places, you just are like, everybody is doing this with me now. Like, we're all the same. It is not. It's so strange how all of that works.
The buddies, my Blooms buddies are my lifeline.
Yeah.
Like, Debbie, Diana, and Cindy are my Blooms buddies. Yeah. And I don't even know
which buds group were y'all?
Last fall.
Fall, but 2022.
Yes. Yes. So, which we all have gone through a lot this year.
Yes, you
and
have.
So, like, this past year. And so it was just like, oh, we really need to lean on this one right now. Oh, we really need to lean on this one right now, like in prayer and in, okay, how can I help and whatever. And so it's been a big year, but I'm so thankful. Like, even last night, I think was the first time in a long time that we were like pinging back and forth, like all at the same time.
Do y'all Marco Polo?
We do, but that, like, we do that intermittently. It's mostly just a group text thing that we do. Gotcha. And I tell you what, Cindy says last night, I'm putting my list together. What are your favorite things to have? What are your favorite family things? I just want new things. And so I was like, oh, I love this. Oh, I forgot you love that. I remember you said, that is so helpful to me. And yes. And especially sometimes I have a hard time cultivating all the things here. Like, sometimes like, oh, we don't have that. well, what can we use? Like, oh, well, we'll just try this and hope it works. So I don't know. I'm really thankful for them. They really make it easier and somewhere to
so y'all
lean.
met in Fall Buds 22, did blooms for a little bit. They're not all in blooms, and that's fine. But y'all just maintain that relationship. That is precious.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They're my friends.
That's crazy. I love it. That's so good.
Mm-hmm.
So good. So good. So I love that you do a budget. I love that you have your blooms buddies. Is there anything else THM that you want to share? Talk about my little buddy.
I tallied up my inches today.
Oh,
I have lost a yardstick of what I measure. A yardstick. I'm a sewer. Did you know that? I sew.
Yep, I do.
That's my pet. That's my pet. I love to sew. All the things. I mostly make clothes for my people, but I've branched out into quilting, but I don't love it. And I'll do it, but I don't love it. But give me a pattern and I'll do that. Anyway, sorry, tell the quilters somebody needs to convert me, but I'm not there. But anyway, a whole yardstick, point plus a half inch.
Wow.
Like when I figured that up today, I was like, okay, no wonder I feel
different. Fall Buds 22 or before?
Yes. No, Fall Buds 22. No, before that I was only just gaining. I have gained weight since being here. And Debbie is highly against the scale. So I was like, girl, throw that thing away.
Yeah,
so I don't go, I try not to go by it because it just makes me mad. But I've done nothing but like I had lost 40 and now I'm at 34 pounds lost. So since living here.
That's not awful though. I fluctuate 5 pounds.
Well, it makes me angry. but I like during the 100 strong, this last 100 strong challenge, I lost 3.25 inches in just those 100 days. So my husband's like, you need to stop being aggravated because you are not stalled. That is not stalled. And I'm like,
again,
feel it.
I told you I liked him.
He's fantastic. I have a gem and I know it.
Yeah, you do. That's awesome.
Yes. So that's really awesome. Like that's for me, that's awesome. And we will do this forever. As far as my family goes, my husband is like, I'd say 90 to 95% on plan. And my other children are as well. And where we live also dictates that there's not a ton of option.
Right.
And then of course my Eli with his MTHFR, he's 95 to 100% on plan. We are really, and I do my own bread. I do sourdough. I love it. I brought it with me. And my keeper came with me.
I love it. How did you? Okay, because everybody's going to ask, how did that fly with you? How did that happen?
I put it in one of those cute little cups with the plastic lids that you put all of your like mixes in, like when you make a smoothie or whatever, you put all the powders in. Okay, that's where my kefir grains went. And then it went in a zippy bag, and then went in another zippy bag, Ziploc only, because like nobody wants to deal with that mess. And then, and you took all the air out, and then it went in the side pocket of a duffel bag.
I love it.
And I took it out of the fridge, and I figured it's going underneath the plane, so it's either going to roast and die, or it's going to freeze and not die. Right. And I did the same thing on the other side of because I didn't want them mixing. If one popped open and the other one didn't, or if they both, I just don't know. I just figured one mess on one side. And I did the same thing with, I call her Glenda because she came from Glenda.
Oh, it's so cute. Glenda Groff, love it.
I know. Yeah, she's also my hero. So, and my daughter actually right now is working on hers. So she's learning and she's loving it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
We're converts in the sourdough community. We love it.
That's awesome.
I love the fact that we can eat bread and be on plan. That's fantastic. In fact, it probably gets me into trouble.
Yeah. Wes asked me the other day, he goes, why am I finishing the overnight cinnamon squares? They're on plan. I went, they don't do me any favors. Like I can have them once or twice. That's about all I need.
I did find einkorn flour once in the store that I sent you the Trim Healthy Mama picture of the book. Yeah, or the Marco. Anyway, you should see the look I was getting from the guy. Anyway, it was like,
this is a good thing. I'm excited.
I know. I was like, look. Anyway, I can handle it. Like they look at me like I'm kind of silly anyway, and we don't understand anyway. So it's like we're friends. Yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, in that store, I found einkorn, but it's like it's not all the way ground. It's a little like stalky maybe.
Wow.
But we eat it and it's good, but it's a different color even. It's like really dark. Like,
wow.
really.
Yeah.
So, but I did find it. I may have bought 4 bags of it. I did almost cry about it. But I'm so excited.
I bet. That's something.
Yeah, that was a good day.
So my little buddy, who that's MTHFR. So you reached out to me. So I want you to go through that a little bit, if you don't mind.
I love my Eli so much. He's my almost 8-year-old.
And so my boys are right above him and right below.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So we've got the same thing going on.
We do.
Yeah. If somebody's going to do it, it's going to be my Eli. And I mean, I cannot tell you how many times, being a pastor's kid for a long time, he'll be like, I'm like, I know. But if somebody's going to do it, it's going to be Eli. But we were just struggling with I really struggled. I guess Nathan kept telling me, we're not doing anything different. Cassie, we're not. And I'm like, yes, we are, because I'm beating my head against the wall and I'm not getting anywhere. And so the behaviors were just so hard to control. School, I felt like he could not focus. His poor teacher was trying. And I felt like we're just running into obstacles constantly. He was having all sorts of bathroom issues to go. And he will eat anything. That's my favorite part about my son is you put it in front of him and he is like, I'll eat it. He even eats things that are not food. You take him outside and he's going to eat a stick. Not always. It just pops in his head and it looks like an interesting kind of thing. And
great idea.
He once ate a bird's egg. I can't control this boy. I love him, but we're outside and he just one movement, just there it is. I'm like, can you get salmonella from that? Like, I don't know. I love you, but I do not understand you. But if somebody's going to do it, it's going to be Eli. And so a lot of his issues, I would just be like, it's part of his personality. It's part of his person. He's just, I don't want to say wild. He's not wild. He just, you have to tell him, right, no self-control. And if it's in my brain, I'm not going to defer. And so they're all screaming he's got this and he must have that. And let's test this. And I'm like, I don't want him, especially here. Just because there's no accommodations for anything like that here, and I don't want him just to get labeled. I want to work with him. I want to work with the heart, because I mean, really, you can get the body under control, but if you don't teach the heart, you're not going to get anywhere. And spiritually, we were going, I don't know, we have sayings in our family that, blessed is the man who does it God's way. So if I choose to do it God's way, then I can be blessed. If I choose not to do it God's way, I cannot be blessed. Yeah. And so we would get down a hole so far, and it's like, dude, how can I bless you? Because we're so far down the hole. So the behaviors were really rough, and we were just really struggling. So we came to you and got all the MTHFR stuff, and watching and studying. We did a lot of reading. We used things in the education. We did a lot of research on our own, and my husband's we are biblical counselors. And so we did some looking, which there's not a lot out there, like not really, which is something my husband's like, we should do something about that. I was like, yeah, I think you're busy right now.
Yep, you are, but good to put in your pocket for later.
Yeah, we're going to slide that one away, because it's not going to go away. No, it's not going to go away. This is going to be, yeah. So we started doing like the baths at night with Epsom salts. Nathan started reading. He does not want to do it with me, but he wanted to do, like, they're reading Chronicles of Narnia together. He's in the tub laying back, having
a little soap, little detox.
Little detoxing. And Nathan reads him when he's here. They do Narnia, and they're loving that. In fact, they're about to be done, and then he gets to watch the movie, which he's gonna love. Awesome. Yeah, he did that with we do big kids and little kids.
Oh yeah, we have that too. I feel you.
Like, well, they're really not that big, but they are like whatever. So we did that. As far as the diet goes, I really watched what goes in with lunch. Colors are not a thing here. Like if you get something from a lot of our stuff, packaged stuff comes from places like Germany or something like that. And so it just does not have colors in it because they don't do them. That they don't let them here, which is totally cool with me. Sugar, however, sugar's everywhere.
Yeah.
So we're just careful about that. We don't do colors at all. Like, and he knows it. I love that. I thought that was going to be a hard one to break, but he's like, Mommy, I said, no, thank you. And I was like, great, you give it to me and I have something else you can have.
Right.
And so we just make that trade and that works fantastic. And like, we like to catch kids doing good, catch kids doing initiative. And I'm like, can't order candy anymore. Like, what can we do different? Yeah. And so we found other things, whatever. So, his lunch was a big one. I did not realize how much sweets were going in the lunch. Yeah. And anchoring with protein makes a big difference in that.
Yep.
I started like really inspecting, okay, when you come home from school and you have a snack, let's anchor it in some protein, see what happens. He's a hot chocolate fanatic. So I mixed up the hot chocolate from THM because I was making it myself. So I knew all the junk that was in it. Yeah. So we did the THM one. And really by the time you buy the white chocolate, which is scarce around these parts, the regular chocolate, and you buy all the powder, like the milk powder and all the things, just make the THM one. Yep. Is where I'm at. Is it really cheaper? I'm really not sure. I should know. It bothers me. I don't know.
I'm surprised. That's your homework for the next few weeks.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
Because I will. It's been bugging me for years. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I just make that, and that's got all the proteins in it. So we do that, and he loves the hot chocolate, and then he's getting really a snack with the proteins, with all the things. So he's doing so much better. I mean, just the brain fog before you touch him, and you could feel the energy radiating off of him. And now you can say, Eli, can you pause that, and can we do this, or can you finish that, and then as soon as you're done, can we do this, to deter that. Before, it was not a thing. It was, you'd have global meltdown, or trying to talk with him and have a steady conversation was just, squirrel. Talk about the squirrel. There were 100 squirrels all around us. Yeah. And so I'm so thankful. I am looking at a different person these, 2-3 months later. Yeah. Are we there? No way. Are we the self-controlled little, we have not changed our personality. We have not changed our idea of fun. We have not changed all those things, but I can at least reason with it, and I can train it, and I can talk to that heart. If you don't talk to the heart, you're just putting Band-Aids, and that's not going to fix, So I am so, so thankful. I feel like I can give instruction and walk away most of the time, and not be worried. Is he really gonna, did he hear me? Yeah. Or was there so much going on in his brain that he can't come, the reading, I felt like math was like just super gifted, and I'm so thankful for that. But with the reading, he was like, dude, you are in second grade. Glenn should be your best friend. And and now he's just taken off. Like, he sees a sign and he's reading me the whole sign. And I'm like,
oh, I love that.
If you're taking, like, it's not, we're just sitting down reading, which he does with me every day. But when you're taking it for yourself and just running with it, that's when we have learned something and we have gained something in our brains. So I'm really thankful. I can't be more thankful for that.
It was so good.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, that's all I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to hear from my little buddy.
I'm so thankful. It's like Christmas talking to you. It always is like just to see you is like, it's Christmas time. Like, I don't get a lot of human interaction over here that speaks my language all the way.
Right.
I talk to a lot of people, but half the time I don't know if they understand what I'm saying.
Then it's like, uh-huh.
You go, I take you. It's a thing. You go, I take you.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
We get such a kick. Like.
And how much longer will y'all be there? Another year and a couple minutes?
Well, as long as they don't do what they did before, which I can't imagine they would, because it's not cheap to move all this.
Yeah, to relocate. Yeah.
Right. So next, not this April, but next April. So we should be picking orders pretty soon. And so we'll know where we're headed, we hope.
Oh,
and
wow.
if not, yeah, it's supposed to be done well in advance, but we'll see what happens. We're flexible. People are like, oh, do you know what you want? And I was like, well, no, I don't care. I'm to the point. The Lord has brought me to the point that no, I don't care. And they're like, you don't care? I was like, well, it's not like they're going to send me to Bahrain in 4 months. Like, so we take it one at a time too, like one tour at a time. Just analyzing what works for our family, because this is our first ministry, are these precious 4 people, and our marriage, it matters. And so we're taking it one at a time, and if it doesn't work for our family, we're gonna be done. There are lots of churches in America that need pastors, and that guy loves it. He loves what he was doing, and he loves what he's doing now. But I think sometimes he's like, I miss my church. I miss being a pastor. And now he's just a pastor in uniform, but it's very busy. He's a busy dude. So so we'll see where we wind up. Maybe we'll be in the States, and maybe they'll invent a new place that we can go to.
Of all the places you've lived. Oh my gosh. Well, as we close out, is there anything you'd like to share? One last little anything.
Let's see. I love self-care. I never ever took care of myself. And I know that sounds like, but I did not.
So true. So true. So common.
I would tell myself it didn't matter, and it does. And I can serve the Lord better. I can serve my family better. I can serve the people around me better because I take care of me. Am I the only thing in the world? No. But I'm really thankful. And I'm really thankful that my husband, he is, what do you need? What do you need? The 4-hour thing, like on the weekends, it took me a while to get the 4 hours on the weekends because we're going to do all the things and we're going to play and I'm like, but I got to eat. And so, that took a while for everybody to get their brains wrapped around. We don't just do this Monday through Friday. Right. Here it's different, but Monday through Friday, here the world's messed up. But I say that. Their worship day is different than yours. And schedule. So I tell you, someday I'll get it.
Probably by the time y'all leave.
That's what everybody keeps saying. But I've also met people like 8 years later, they're like, oh yeah, we work on Sunday and we worship on Friday. It's like, oh, it's all that stuff. But taking care, Nathan has made it, he really missed we have a Tuesday night date night, daddy date night. And if he's here, he and the kids, we're going to call it what it is. They eat junk in the living room together and they watch some bizarre something like Oregon Trail-y, whatever, because that's what they're all into. And mom thinks it's like watching paint dry, but I would actually prefer watching paint dry. And so they do something like that in the living room and eat their junk and have a great party. And mommy has her prep night. And or if mama doesn't need a prep night, mommy comes and takes a bath, or she reads a book, or she does whatever. But daddy does all the things. Like I have all the homework and all that stuff done before. But if he's here, that's what we're doing. And I'm so thankful for the support and for just for the help, because taking care of mommy, it matters. It does. And it's really good for the kids too. Because if mommy's not taking care of mommy, what's the value of me? You know?
Well, and it teaches the kids that they have to take care of themselves too. And especially your girls. Boys, yes, but your girls are going to be mommies one day, and they need to know that that's important, I think.
Yeah. And all the stages of life and dealing with health issues. I have thyroid, and I just, that threw me for a loop. Like, oh, I'm never, they like looked at me and said, okay, so you'll never lose weight. I'm like, what? Like, really? Ever? Like, and they just kind of looked at me and brushed it off. And I was like, oh, okay. So, and I'm so thankful that's not true. That's not true. Like, I can eat carbs and be happy. Like I can do those things. And man, I do love a mango. I had never had mango until I met you. I love a mango, and I live in mango heaven. And it's fantastic.
Oh, I do not.
I would
mango
they're
heaven.
huge here. I took a picture. Oh, I think that was a papaya, but I posted the Southern Healthy Community when papayas were in. I am not kidding you, a football. It was
Wow.
a football. It weighed more than a football,
Wow.
but it was huge. And I missed your tip on like laying it flat in the freezer. I'm still beating the tar out of that thing, trying to get it separated.
Oh gosh.
I'm down to like the last major clump of it, and I'm like,
Oh,
I'm just
that's
gonna
so
put it in the blender and just let it go. But yes, oh, so fun. Thank you. This was fun.
You're welcome. Thank you. Keep going for me, okay? Keep going. Never stop.
We will keep going. We will keep going. We have no choice. Retreat is not an option.
That's right. I agree. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. You want to tell them bye, Cassie?
Bye, everyone.
Bye, y'all.